Yes, peace and love, wonderful Black Code Fire family. Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Sunday Swahili classes. I do hope that you're doing wonderful. And I do hope that your week has been fantastic and the weekend has also been fruitful. I know that over the weekend, people are normally very, very busy, sometimes trying to wind up some of the things that maybe perhaps you haven't achieved within the week, or maybe perhaps even relaxing. But nonetheless, I want to welcome you so much to this particular Swahili class for the weekend. This being on a Sunday, we get to connect each and every other weekend on a Saturday and on a Sunday. And the goal is rather to keep on improving on our knowledge of Swahili so that we can continue imparting the skills of the language to everyone that gets to join us on this particular platform. This is the Black Fire Network. In case you haven't checked out the official network website, it's www.blackfirenetwork.com. Once you are on the network, feel free to sign up and also maybe perhaps turn on the notifications so that you can get notified when we are having shows or when we are, when new things actually do get to happen, so that you keep abreast with everything that is happening with the Black Fire Network. My name is Spikes, and of course, we have been doing the Swahili classes for quite a while now. In case you want to refer to some of the archive videos of our Swahili classes, you can actually head over to Black Fire Africa YouTube channel. I think that is one of the channels that has most of these particular classes, and it's always a delight to have your company when we are doing the live shows. Sometimes we do find that some of the family are not able to join us as we do the live shows, so therefore you can only find us maybe perhaps after you can only have the playback of the video, which is still quite wonderful. You can listen to the shows even after we are done with the live show. But it is important that when you are able to join us on the live show, that you keep it interactive, that you can ask a question, that you can engage, because you learn by asking questions. One of the easiest ways for you to learn anything is simply by asking questions. You can ask a question of what does this and that mean? Or I did hear someone say this, what does it actually mean? Or what is interpretation of this and that? And when we were learning yesterday, we did say that we do have very, very important syllables that actually get mentioned every now and then. And this is the syllable ni. The syllable ni points to self. You might say, ninataka kula chakula. The ni, ninataka kula chakula, it points to self. The ni, nataka kula chakula. The ni points to self. We did also learn about another very important syllable yesterday. We did say the syllable ku, the syllable ku. It actually shows that the verb is in action. So it is actually used as a prefix for a root verb to show that the verb is in action. But when you go back again to a syllable ni, I did say the syllable ni points to self. But when you talk about the first person plural, then you would have two. Two is another very important syllable that I wanted to draw our attention to. Because the syllable two, which is T and U, two, really points to the second person. It points to the second person, but that is in the plural. For example, we want to eat food. We want to eat food. The we is the equivalent of two. So we want to eat food. You would say tu nataka kula chakula. Tu nataka kula chakula. Tu nataka kula chakula. And for example, if you're now referring to the singular version of it, you would say ni nataka kula chakula. So let me put that down. Ninataka kula chakula. That is I, the first person. Ninataka kula chakula. Chakula is I want to eat food. I want to eat food. But if you're talking about we as a people, you would say two. So you would say two. It's say two. Nataka kula chakula. Tunataka kula chakula, which is we want to eat food. We want to eat food. And therefore, you realize that there's a difference between there is a two and then there is a ni. The ni is for self. Ninaitwa Spikes. That would be, my name is Spikes. I am known as Spikes. But if you say tunaenda, that means we are. The two becomes we. The syllable two becomes we. The syllable ni becomes I. The syllable ni simply becomes I. There's a whole lot of things that we intend to learn through this particular platform. And the goal really is just to become much better at the language. The goal is to become much better at the language. And if you refer to our notes, if you refer to these notes, I do believe, I'm not sure whether am I sharing my, let me see if I'm sharing my screen. Uh, I wish I was able, let me see if I'm able to share my screen, because I wanted to show us the notes. And these notes are quite important that we get to also move together. In case you want a copy of these particular notes, feel free to reach out. I would be more than glad to share the notes with you. I do believe that every now and then you can refer back to the notes, and I think it would help you even be much better. For some reason, I'm not able to share that, but nonetheless, do not worry. In case you want a copy of the notes, you can write to me, black.fireafrica, black.fireafrica @gmail.com. In case you want a copy of the notes, you can write to me at black.fireafrica@gmail.com, and I would be glad to share the notes with you, because I do believe that with time, I do believe that with time, you are able to you get much better when you refer to this particular note, and you are able to do that by simply referring to the notes. So once again, the syllable ni and the syllable tu, they are very important in the language. The syllable ni and the syllable tu, they are very important in the language. And what you realize is that there is also the element of just getting to introduce ourselves, like we were saying yesterday, and also making simple conversations. You're trying to connect with someone, you're trying to learn more about them, and you want to introduce yourself and say, jina langu ni Spite, which is my name is Spite. And you also want to ask them, how about you? You simply say, je wewe. And then they would respond and say, jina langu ni Mary. For example, if it's a lady, she would say her name is Mary. She would say, jina langu, my name is Mary. Jina langu ni Mary. Or ninafahamika kama Mariamu. Because Mary is in Swahili, we do say Mariamu. But nonetheless, you would say jina langu ni Spite. Jina langu ni Spite, which is my name is. So you also happen to realize that the syllable ni is also equivalent to is. Jina langu ni, in that case, jina langu, because jina langu ni Spikes. So in that case, the name is used to point to is. It is used to point to is. So jina langu ni Spikes. And when you're talking about now also maybe perhaps a larger group of people, you would actually start by maybe perhaps saying hello to them. So you would actually say Hamjambo. Maybe it's at a meeting or it's at a forum. And in this forum, their parents, maybe it is a school forum, their parents, their teachers, and their other staff. Their parents, their teachers, and their other staff. So what would happen is that you would actually say Hamjambo. When you say Hamjambo, that is hello, that is equals to hello, that is equals to hello to a group. Hello to a group. When you say hello to a group, you would say Hamjambo. And then they would respond and say ha Hamjambo, Hamjambo, they would respond. The response, the reply would be ha to jambo. But once again, you realize that the two is for we. The two is for we. So therefore, it is not sijambo. Sijambo is a response for an individual. Sijambo is simply the response for an individual. But when it is for many people, they say hatujambo. And the two is for we, is for group. The two is for group. The syllable two, T, letter T, English letter T, and English letter U. The two is for hatujambo, is for a group of people. But then again, you also happen to realize, then you will proceed with the conversation because you've said hello to the people. Maybe you're at a school meeting, you say hello to the parents, the teachers, and other staff. Therefore, you would say Hamjambo. Then they would respond and say hatujambo. The reply would be hatujambo. Then from there, you would respond to introduce yourself. You might say, Jina langu ni Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. So therefore, you would go back again and say Hamjambo. And then they would reply and say hatujambo. And then you would respond and now go ahead with the conversation. Introduce yourself. You say, Jina langu ni Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. You're actually in front of a group of people, and you're there, you're introducing yourself, and you are also now going ahead with a bit of a dialogue or a bit of a conversation or a presentation. So you say Hamjambo. You might say Hamjambo nyote. Hamjambo nyote. Nyote is to all of you. Nyote is to all of you. Hamjambo nyote. You might say nyote or wote. Nyote. Nyote is all of you. So you are actually like grouping people together. So you say Hamjambo nyote. Hamjambo nyote. Then they would respond and say hatujambo. And then you'd go ahead and say Jina langu ni Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. My name is Spikes. Or you might say Jina langu ni Mary. Or Jina langu ni Erastus. Or Jina langu ni Cornelius. Or Jina langu ni Alex. And then from saying your name, you would now say, I am happy to be here. I am happy to be here today. You'd say, Nina furaha. Nina furaha. Furaha is happiness. Furaha is happiness or joy. Furaha is happiness or joy. Furaha is happiness or joy. So that would be, I am happy. I am happy. So therefore, someone would actually say, Nina furaha kuwa hapa. Nina furaha kuwa hapa. That would be Nina furaha kuwa hapa. Nina furaha kuwa hapa, which is I am happy. I am pleased to be. I'm happy to be here. Nina furaha kuwa hapa. So that would be, I am happy to be here. So you're at a group meeting and you just said hello to everyone, said Hamjambo nyote. They respond and say hatujambo. And then you go ahead and say Nina furaha kuwa hapa. Nina furaha kuwa hapa, which is I am happy to be here. Hapa is a Swahili word. Hapa simply means here. Hapa is a Swahili word. It simply means here. And you would actually maybe perhaps if someone is chasing you away, maybe they don't want you in their presence, and someone is chasing you away, they would actually say toka hapa. Toka hapa. Someone is very, very angry and they just had an outburst of it. They're just very, very, very angry. They would say toka hapa, and that would be toka. Toka is toka hapa. Would be get out of here. Get out of here. Get away from here. Get away from here. Toka hapa. Get away from here. That is how they would actually, if they're trying to scare you, or they had just an outburst and they're angry, they would say toka hapa. But also you might you might also maybe be welcoming someone to your presence, and you might say kuja hapa or njoo hapa. Kuja hapa or njoo hapa. Kuja hapa is just a way of saying come here. Kuja hapa is come here. So you say kuja, Kuja, kuja hapa, is come here, come here. So you realize that here in Swahili, here, like where I'm at right now, here, you do say hapa, hapa, hapa. So someone might say kuja hapa. Kuja is the verb come, is the verb to come, to come. So kuja, kuja is means to come, kuja hapa. So if someone says kuja hapa, they simply mean come here. They simply mean come here. If someone says kuja hapa sasa, sasa shows the urgency. Sasa is a Swahili word, it means now. It shows the urgency. So sasa, sasa is a Swahili word, sasa. It shows the urgency, it means now. It shows the urgency, it means now. It shows the urgency and it means now. So what happens is that what happens is the word sasa is not to be confused with sana. The word sasa is not to be confused with sana. Yesterday we learned about sana. Sana is rather just an emphasis of very or a lot. If someone says salama sana, sana is an emphasis for very, or it is an emphasis for a lot. So therefore, someone would say niko salama sana. Niko salama means I'm well. So if someone says niko salama sana, is just an emphasis. But sasa, S-A-S-A, sasa is for now. It shows urgency. It shows urgency. So therefore, someone might say kuja hapa sasa. Kuja hapa sasa. It means come here now. Come here right now. Come here right now. But there's also an alternative word for kuja in Swahili. So that is njoo, njoo. So someone says njoo, they also mean the same. Njoo, it means come. Njoo, it also means come. So therefore, if someone says njoo hapa sasa, it means come here right now. Njoo hapa, njoo hapa, njoo hapa sasa. It means come here, come here. Come here right now, come here right now, come here right now, come here right now, come here right now. So that is simply how you actually beckon or ask someone to come over. Kuja hapa sasa, kuja hapa sasa. But the opposite of here is there. The opposite of here is there. So you might say pale, pale, P-A-L-A, pale is P-L-A. It means there. So the opposite of come is go. So someone will say go there, go there. Someone will say enda, enda, pale. Enda pale, that would mean go there, go there, go there. Enda pale, go there. So if they're saying enda pale sasa, there is some urgency and they just want you to do it right now. They would say enda pale sasa, enda pale sasa. Someone says enda pale sasa, it simply is go there right now, go there right now. Enda pale sasa. Someone will actually just point you over. They would say go there right now. So they would say enda pale sasa, because enda is that is a verb. It means to go, to go. So if someone says kuenda, kuenda, I did say yesterday the ku used as a prefix for the root verb, it just shows the verb in action. So therefore you might say kuenda shule, kuenda shule. Kuenda shule is simply just go to school. Kuenda shule is simply just go to school. If someone says kuenda nyumbani, it simply means to go home, to go home. So the two, to go, it becomes kuenda, kuenda. To go means kuenda. So therefore, we'd say enda pale. Enda pale is an instruction of go there. So go there. So if someone says rudi hapa, rudi hapa, rudi means come back. Rudi means come back. Rudi means to return. Rudi means to return. Rudi, it means to return, or to come back. To return or to come back. So Rudi means to return or to come back. So if someone just back, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa. So you say Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa, Rudi hapa is come back here. Is come back here. Rudi hapa. Yesterday we did say that we do have an adjective, which is kidogo. Yesterday we learned that kidogo can be used as an adjective, a descriptive adjective, which is a quantifying adjective. But kidogo can also be used as not just as a quantifying, really as a quantifying, but also in other regards. For example, someone might say rudi hapa kidogo. Rudi hapa kidogo. Kidogo might used to mean a while, a while. Rudi hapa kidogo. Rudi hapa kidogo. Rudi hapa kidogo means a while. So shows that the time is not for a long time, it's just for a while. Rudi hapa kidogo. That would be come back here for a while. Come back here for a while. And that is exactly how you say it. Come back here for a while. Come back here for a while. And apart from that, you might say enda pale kidogo. Enda pale kidogo. So that would be enda pale. Enda pale. Once again, enda pale kidogo. 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 Maybe on a queue. Go there for a while, because kidogo in that case would mean for a while. Kidogo would mean for a while in that particular case. But in the cases like we used yesterday, for example, saying nipe maji kidogo, nipe maji kidogo, that will mean give me a little bit of water. Give me a little bit of water. Or if they say nipe chakula kidogo, nipe chakula kidogo, it simply means just give me a little bit of some food. Give me a little bit of some food. And it's not difficult. It's very, very easy for you to learn and understand Swahili. It's very, very easy for you to learn and understand this beautiful language of Swahili. What you just need to do is to have the openness of mind to learn. And I was saying yesterday that any language is actually the doorway to the culture. So you get to learn more about the culture once you have a bit of an understanding of this language. So it might be the Swahili language, it might be the Shona language, it might be the Pemba language, it might be the Fulani, it might be the Igbo language. There are over 1,000 languages on the African continent, but you have chosen Swahili because Swahili is relatively easy to learn. If you raise up your palm like this, you do have the 5 vowels in Swahili. You do have the A, E, I, O, U. And from there, we also do have the consonants. You have the consonants being all the letters of the English alphabet, apart from these 5 vowels and apart from X and Q. So therefore, all the rest, they make up the consonants in Swahili, plus what we call the special class of consonants. Yesterday, I was actually telling us that we do have one class of consonant which falls under the special class of consonants, and this happens to be the NG with an apostrophe. For example, in the word ngombe, ngombe. Ngombe simply means cow. If you do say ngoa, ngoa, ngoa simply means to uproot something. So therefore, that is also with a special class of consonant, NG, an apostrophe, and then an O and an A. That is for ngoa, ngoa. And I was also saying that you do have another special class of consonant, which is a DH. For example, in the word dhahabu. And in the word dhahabu, that is a special class of consonant. In the word theluthi is for ice. Sorry, theluthi is for adad. I almost confused theluthi and theluji. Theluji is for ice. Theluji. That is for ice. Theluji is for ice. But theluthi, yesterday we said that theluthi is for adad of something. Adad of something. If someone says theluthi, they simply mean adad of something. So up to that particular point, does anyone have a question? The 5 vowels are like this: A, E, O, U. That is what they are. A, E, O, U. Those are the 5 vowels in Swahili. And these vowels, they actually, any Swahili word is actually made up of words that are syllables with alternating vowel sounds. I always give the example of the word kitabu. Ki, ta, bu. Those are 3 syllables. Ki, ta, bu. We have the syllable, the ki with the vowel E, the syllable ta with the vowel a, and the syllable bu with the vowel u. The vowel u is also very, very important in Swahili because it points to you. So therefore, if you do say you are eating food, you are eating food, you are eating some food, you say u na kula chakula. So the you becomes u, and then it is followed with a noun class like the na is a continuing present continuous, the marker, the marker for the tense marker for the present continuous una. Then it is followed by the verb kula, and then the object chakula, unakula chakula. If you say unakula chakula, it becomes you are eating food, you are eating food. And I did say that that is for the second person singular. But if it is for the second person, and then there's a plural. Sorry, yes, the plural. You say nakula chakula. Nakula chakula. So the becomes you for a group. It becomes you for a group. I'm not sure if I'm able to explain this in a much easier way, but if you're eating food, that would be nakula chakula. Nakula chakula. But if it's you, the second person, you say nakula chakula. Nakula chakula. It is a So what happens is, if you're talking about the syllable, sorry, the consonant that would be nakula chakula, nakula chakula. But if you're talking about one individual, you say nakula chakula, nakula chakula, you are eating food. But if it's I myself, we go back to what we learned, the syllable ni, you say ni nakula chakula, because that is ni nakula chakula, ninakula chakula. That would be I am eating food. But if we are eating food, we would say tu na tunakula chakula. But if you are eating food and you are in a group, I'm talking about a group. I've met my brother, my sister, and then I asked them, what are you doing? And they said, nakula chakula. The nakula, that would be for a group, the nakula. But if it's a people from a distance over there, and they're eating food, we would say, wa nakula chakula. Wa nakula chakula, which is they, chakula, which is they are eating food. So for they, we do say wa. For they, we do say wa. For they, we do say wa. That is why it becomes wa nakula chakula. Wa nakula chakula. But if it's us and we are a group, we are like myself, my brother, my sister, my cousins, we're having some food, we would say tu nakula chakula. Tu nakula chakula, which is we are eating food. We are eating food. Chakula is very, very important when it comes to some of the things that you shouldn't forget when it comes to learning this beautiful language. You should never forget chakula. Chakula is for food. Chakula is food. You should never forget water. Water, we do say maji, M-A-J-I, maji. You should not forget money. For money, we do say pesa, P-E-S-A, pesa, P-E-S-A. We also have to learn about clothes. For clothes, we do say nguo, N-G-U-O, nguo. So these are the things that I'm talking about. Pesa, which is for money. We do say nguo for clothing. We do say chakula for food. Chakula for food. We do say maji for water, or kinywaji for a drink. Kinywaji, which is for a drink. Kinywaji is for a drink. So if you forget everything else in Swahili, apart from the greetings and apart from how you introduce yourself or ask for directions, please do not forget about these other important things. Pesa is for money. Pesa is for money. Nguo nguo is for clothing. Chakula is for food. Chakula is for food. Maji is for water. Kinywaji is for a drink. Kinywaji is for a drink. So if you're asking for any of these things, you would say nipe, number one, nipe pesa. Nipe pesa. Nipe pesa is give me money. Number two, you'd say ninataka nguo. Ninataka is I want. I want. Ninataka. Taka is to want. Ninataka nguo. Or ninataka pesa, which is I want money. You might say ninataka chakula, which is the third one here. Ninataka chakula, which is I want food. I want food. Or you might say give me food, which is nipe chakula. And remember, yesterday we learned that there is the common courtesy word. If you're asking for something, ask politely and ask courteously, then that would be nipe chakula tafadhali, which is please give me some food. Nipe chakula tafadhali. Or nipe maji tafadhali. Maji is for water, and therefore you might say nipe maji tafadhali. And it's not even any difficult. If someone says nipe maji tafadhali, it's not any difficult. Nipe maji tafadhali. You might say nipe maji kidogo. Nipe maji kidogo. That would be give me a little bit of water. 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 Nipe maji kidogo. Nipe maji kidogo. Apologies about that. Sorry for the hit. I was just saying that if you're trying to ask for any of these things, you can say nipe pesa, which is give me money. You can say nipe nguo, which is give me clothing. You might say nipe chakula, which is for give me food. Or you might say nipe maji, for give me water. Or you might say nipe kinywaji, for give me a drink. Or give me a drink. And of course, after you request for something and the request has been advanced or granted to you, you simply say asanti, or you might say asanti sana, which is thank you so much. So you say thank you or thank you so much, asanti sana. Or you might simply just say shukran, ninashukuru. Ninashukuru, that will be I appreciate. Ninashukuru. When any of these requests has been made, you might say ninashukuru. That will be ninashukuru, I appreciate. So you might say ninashukuru sana. Ninashukuru sana. I appreciate a lot. Ninashukuru sana. I appreciate a lot. And that is simply how you show your gratitude. For example, I did give an example a little bit earlier. For example, you just stood in front of a group of people And when you stood in front of a group of people, you're just trying to introduce yourself. So you say Hamjambo, Hamjambo Nyota. That would be hello to everyone. And then you would say, Jina langu ni Spikes. That would be my name is Spikes. And then you proceed to say, Nina furaha kuwa hapa, which is I am happy to be here. I am happy to be here. You would also say, ninashukuru sana kwa hii nafasi. Ninashukuru sana kwa hii nafasi. That would be I am thankful so much for this. I'm very thankful for this opportunity. So you would say ninashukuru sana, shukuru sana, which is ninashukuru is I appreciate, or I'm thankful, ninashukuru sana kwa hii nafasi kwa hii nafasi. So that would be I am very grateful, I am thankful, I am thankful for this opportunity. That is simply how you would show your gratitude. And you would say ninashukuru sana kwa hii nafasi. You're just asked to say something. You would say Hamjambo nyote, which is hello to everyone. And then you proceed to go and say, Jina langu ni Spikes, my name is Spikes. And then you proceed to say Nina furaha kuwa hapa, which is I am happy to be here. I am happy to be here. And then you proceed to say ninashukuru sana kwa hii nafasi, or ninashukuru kwa hii nafasi, which is I am thankful for this opportunity. In Swahili, when you say this in Swahili, this, you do say he. This in Swahili, this, you do say he. For example, you have a pen. You have a pen. This pen, you would actually say hii kalamu, this pen, hii kalamu inaandika vizuri. That would be this pen writes very, very nicely. So you say hii kalamu to mean this pen. Hii kalamu to mean this pen. If it's a book, you would say hii kitabu inasomeka vizuri. It's very legible. But that is simply how you say he. So you might say hii simu yangu imeharibika. That would be this phone of mine is spoiled. You're just pointing to it and saying this. So, but if you're saying that in Swahili, you do say ile. So that in Swahili would actually be ile. You would say kalamu ile nyekundu. Sorry, this is white. So how you do say kalamu ile nyeupe. Sorry, not nyepesi, nyeupe. Let me just even bring that to attention. For the color, you do say nyeupe. For white, you do say nyekundu. For red, you do say nyeusi for black. That is how you refer to these particular colors. If you're talking about a white pen, like kalamu nyeupe, this is a white pen. Of course, it has the black tips, the black tip. So it's a kalamu yangu nyeupe, my white pen. Yangu is mine in Swahili. Yangu is mine. So say kalamu yangu. This is the pen. It's mine. Kalamu yangu nyeupe. It is my white pen. Kalamu yangu nyeupe. If we're talking about a red pen, you'd say kalamu nyekundu. Nyekundu is for red. If you're talking about the black pen, like it is at the tip, this black, you would say kalamu nyeusi. That is simply how you'd actually refer to it as just kalamu nyeusi. And it's very, very easy for you to remember that. Nonetheless, if you do have a question up to that particular point, please ask. Kama uko na swali up to that particular point, please ask a question. It will be more than a delight to respond to you, because when you're talking about colors, you have so many other colors. For example, we have green. The green is kijani kibichi. The green is simply kijani, Kijani, kijani kibichi. Kijani is for green. Kijani is for green. We have also other colors like hudhurungi, which is brown. And you can be able to refer to things and describe them in a very, very easy way if at all you can remember the names of these particular colors. The most popular colors, of course, are being blue, red, white. Blue, we do say samawati. Samawati. For example, if the pen was blue, we would say kalamu yangu ya rangi ya samawati. Rangi is for color. Rangi equals color. Rangi is for color. So if we did say kalamu yangu ya rangi ya samawati, then that would be the blue color. But we also do have other colors, like I did say, black is for nyeusi, red is for nyekundu, white is for nyeupe, and we do have samawati, we do have kijani, we do have hudhurungi for brown. And if you're talking about brown shoes, you would say viatu ya rangi hudhurungi. So that is viatu. Viatu is for the shoes. Viatu is for the shoes. Viatu is for the shoes. And then if you say viatu vyeusi, that will be for black shoes. Viatu vyeusi, that will be for black shoes. So if you're talking about a white shirt, or a white shirt, you would say shati nyeupe. That would be shati nyeupe for a white shirt. Shati nyeupe for a white shirt. A white shirt for a white shirt. That would be shati nyeupe. But viatu vyekundu, that would be viatu vyeusi, that would be for black shoes. That is simply how you refer to these particular things. So you might go to a shop and you're looking for a black pair of shoes. You would say Hamjambo, which is for hello. Then you would say ninataka kununua. Nunua is the verb. Nunua is the verb. Nunua is buy. So if you do say ninataka kununua, the ku we did say about yesterday, the ku, and then nunua, that would be to buy. So you might decide and say ninataka kununua viatu vyeusi. I want to buy a black pair of shoes. Ninataka kununua viatu vyeusi, and that would be I want to buy a black pair of shoes. Or you might ask, can I get a black pair of shoes? You might ask, je, ninaweza pata viatu vyeusi. Ninaweza kupata viatu vyeusi. Pata means to get. So you might ask, ninaweza pata viatu vyeusi? That would be, can I get a black pair of shoes? And when you ask that, would you have the answer in the affirmative? The affirmative, we did say it's ndio. So ndio, simply the affirmative for yes. Ndio, unaweza kupata viatu vyeusi. But if you're talking about the negative, hapana, then that would be no, hapana. That would be no. So therefore, they would say huwezi pata viatu vyeusi. That would be you can't get black shoes here. Huwezi pata viatu vyeusi hapa. And you might ask, they might say, or you might look at the next shop. Then maybe would be pengine, maybe becomes pengine. Uangalie kwa duka kando yetu. That would be you can check at the other next shop. That is simply how they would refer to you, and maybe perhaps commend you or recommend you to go check out to another shop. Nonetheless, yes, the 5 vowels in Swahili, don't forget a, e, I, o, u. Those are 5 vowels in Swahili. The consonants or the letters of the English alphabet, apart from X and Q, and you also subtract the vowels. Whatever you remain with, these are the consonants in Swahili, plus what we call the special class of consonants. They make up the Swahili language. That is simply how it is. In case you do have a question, tafadhali uliza. If you do have a question, tafadhali uliza. I always do say that Swahili is a very, very polite language, and you can learn a whole lot of things simply by just plugging onto these classes. You can learn a whole lot of things simply when you have an interest. When you have an interest in the language, you learn a whole lot. But then again, you have to have that particular interest. Even if I was to come and tell you about this and that, about the languages and everything, but you never had an interest in the language, then you cannot learn, because in as much as someone will tell you about this and that, you must first and foremost have an appreciation of something. Once you appreciate something, then it will be very, very easy for you to learn from that. But then again, like I did say, you must have at least an appreciation of you must have an appreciation of the language itself. Otherwise, it will be very, very difficult for you to learn anything if you did not have that appreciation of the language first. So you must have an interest. And then from there, you get to learning the language itself. So we shall take a short break, and I'll share with you a Swahili song. It's important that you find a couple of songs that you can learn. You can even have on your phone that have subtitles, Swahili songs, and from there, you can be able to improve your Swahili slowly by slow when you listen to some of these particular songs. This is Olofa by Top C.
Any chocolate flavor. Yeah. Top C, Danny Sharp Bar Record. Scare Heat. Haya mapenzi naogopa sana bwana mimi kuamua, kati mwingine nakosa hata raha jamani. Na nilimpende asinizingue, na nilimpende asinizingue. Hivi ni nani mrembo atakayenipenda kwa dhati na sio kunitamani, mvumilivu kwenye raha hata nikiwa na dhiki, asinishushe thamani sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, unitesa mimi sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa, sababu ya ulofa na malina, sababu ya ulofa. Bora nitulie nufaidi jana kuliko kujitaja kalaro. Wangapi wamependana kwa idiana, hawatoachana mpaka kifo. Wengine wako kimaslahi, wakitimiza lengo na kunofai. Mapenzi yanabeba kama tai, mwisho wa siku naweza poteza uhai. Mapenzi naogopa sana bwana mimi kuamua, kati mwingine nakosa hata raha jamani. Nani nipende, nani asinizingue, nani nipende, nani asinizingue. Nataka jiko la peke yangu mimi, si kila mja anapikia, aje anipe raha mimi, asiwe na chakachua. Niambie, nimjue, nieleze ni nani.
Yes, that is the one and only Top C, and the name of the song is Ulofa. When he says niambie ni mzue, it says tell me so that I may know him or her, and anieleza ni nani, who it is, please explain to me who it is, and then says niambie ni mzue. And it's an interesting song from Tanzania, and Tanzania is actually referred to by many as the home of Swahili, because in Tanzania, Swahili happens to be official language. Swahili happens also to be the national language. In Kenya, English is the official language, but Swahili is the national language. But in Tanzania, the national language and the official language, that is Swahili. The official language and the national language, that is Swahili. And therefore, it becomes easy for people to just connect with each other. It doesn't mean that we don't have any other languages in Tanzania. Whatever just happened is that they have been able to embrace Swahili much more. And even with the government and the way the system is set up there, they have decided to just drop off all these other different languages that bring confusion and more so focus on Swahili, which is a good thing. If you get to ask me, I would actually say that is a beautiful move that also should be followed by other countries, adopting Swahili and making sure that it is well taught in schools. For example, if you go to Tanzania, even if you're trying to learn chemistry, they teach the chemistry in Swahili. If you go to a class where they're learning geography, it is taught in Swahili. So therefore, it becomes they have a pride in their language. And they also have that sense of Pan-Africanism because they are also, the things are explained to them in the language that they can easily understand. And in the neighboring countries, which is Rwanda, in Rwanda, they also speak in Swahili and Kinyarwanda. In Burundi, they also speak in Kiburundi and Kiswahili. And we also do have the Congo, the DRC Congo. There are parts of the DRC Congo where they speak in Swahili as well. So it is very, very interesting. If we did have more of the countries adopting Swahili, it would become much, much better. Because in that regard, we would see more people have an interest in the language. We would see more people have an interest in the language. So clip that. It is very important that we embrace Swahili as an African people or as a Black people globally, and it will help us unite and understand each other or bridge the gaps. Because when people can be able to communicate much easier, the bridge or the gaps are actually, there's a bridging of the gaps. And therefore, that is one of the reasons as to why on the Black Hot Fire Network, we have purpose to keep on teaching Swahili so that anyone can be able to learn this language for a matter of maybe leisure, for a matter of maybe business, for a matter of maybe reconnecting with the roots. There's a whole lot of reasons and motivations to learning the language. But I do purpose that you have an interest and you're able to join us right here on the weekends to learn this beautiful language. In case you do have any question, feel free to email us blackcodfireafrica@gmail.com. And once you are on the network, please make sure that you have subscribed. Make sure that you have subscribed to our network, which is www.blackcodfirenetwork.com. And you can also patronize us by getting yourself a hoodie. You can get yourself a t-shirt. You can get yourself a baseball hat. You can get yourself a bucket hat. You can get yourself a whole lot of items on the Black Hot Fire because even for nutritional items, nutritional products, you can be able to find them and the supplements on there as well. There's a whole lot of things that you can get from the Black Hot Fire Network. And you simply just have to visit the www. Let me just drop the link here. It's just blackhotfirenetwork.com. It's nothing difficult. Nothing is complicated on there. I am just talking about some things that are very, very easy for you to be able to just access. So this is it. This is it. You can check on the show page to see what shows are going on. There's a show called The Reaction. There's a show called The Vibes. There's a show called The Pan-African Bliss. And there are also other shows. For example, The Media Vibes with Kamlesh. And a whole lot of other interesting shows on there that you can get to check out and enjoy on the Black Hot Fire Network, as well as the Africa Today show, which is hosted by Keith and Zobi. There was the African Diary by Katie, but I think that is not there anymore. But it's always a delight and a good thing. You can click on the store. Once you click on the store, you will be able to find a whole lot of items that you can patronize the network with. Their nutritional products, as well as also clothing products and everything else in between, courtesy of the Black Hot Fire Network and the founder, Keith Newsome, on the platform here as well. So yes, let's go back to our class. Do you have any question? Je, uko na swali? Uliza swali tafadhali. Please ask a question. Uliza swali tafadhali. The order of the sentence in Swahili is the SVO. The subject, the verb, the object. The subject, the verb, the object. So it's not difficult. It's SVO, 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 SVO. That is the subject, verb, object. The subject, the verb, the object. The subject, the verb, the object. That is the order of the words in Swahili. So you can actually just remember from that particular statement is the SVO, the subject, the verb, the object. And you happen to realize that in Swahili, there is what we call a lack of gender specificity when it comes to like making comments or making sentences. For example, anaenda shule mapema, anaenda shule mapema. When you say the vowel it means also the can represent a pronoun. And this pronoun is not gender, there's no gender specificity. You might say anaenda shule mapema, that would be he or she is going to school early. He or she is going to school early. You will not be able to know whether it's he that is going to school or it's a she that is going to school, but it says anaenda shule mapema. So if you met up with like your mom and they're asking, have you seen Alex today? For example, you have a brother called Alex, and your mom is asking, have you seen Alex today? Then you might say anaenda shule mapema, that means he is going to school early. But if you did not understand the context, you're just going to the room and someone says anaenda shule mapema, you would not know whether it's he or she that is going to school early. And that is just the thing with Swahili. I do not know for whatever reason, but that is just the way that the language is. But nonetheless, please ask a question. Common courtesy words, tafadhali, please. Tafadhali is for please. Tafadhali means please. If someone says tafadhali nieleze vizuri, that would mean please explain it to me better. Tafadhali nieleze vizuri. The ni is for I. Nieleze vizuri. Please explain to me better. Someone might say, samahani. Samahani is excuse me. Sijakuelewa. And that would be excuse me, I did not understand you. Samahani, sijakuelewa. Excuse me, I did not understand you. So if someone says something crazy and you didn't even catch what they said, you might actually say samahani, sijakuelewa, which is excuse me, I did not understand you. Excuse me, I did not understand you. So samahani, sijakuelewa. Or you might say tafadhali, rudia, or tafadhali, eleza. Tafadhali is for please. Someone might also say pole sana kwa maradhi yaliyokupata. Pole is for sorry. Sorry. So you might say pole sana. Pole sana. Pole sana. Pole sana simply is very sorry. Very sorry. For example, if someone stepped on your toes and now they're just moving some, they stepped on your toes, they would say pole sana niwie radhi. Pole sana niwie radhi. Niwie radhi is please forgive me. Please forgive me. So they would say pole sana niwie radhi. Pole sana niwie radhi. Niwie radhi. Pole sana niwie radhi, which is sorry, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And yesterday we also did learn another important syllables. These syllables actually keep up on turning up. The syllable C. The syllable C. The syllable C is for negating. When you use as a prefix for a verb, it negates that particular verb. So for example, sijakusikia, that would be I haven't heard you. I haven't heard you. Sijakusikia vizuri, I haven't heard you well. I haven't heard you well. Someone might say sijakusikia vizuri, samahani, sijakusikia vizuri. That would be forgive me, I didn't hear you well. Forgive me, I didn't hear you well. But we have learned pole is for sorry. Tafadhali is for please. Asante is for thank you. Asante, I think we have already said that so many times. Asante is for thank you. Asante is for thank you. So you just try and tell someone, thank you so much. So you would say asante sana, thank you so much. Ninashukuru is I appreciate or I am grateful. So asante sana, ninashukuru. For example, if someone says, je utakula chungwa, and they're giving you an orange. They're asking you, would you like to have an orange? And then you pick the orange and then say, asante sana, ninashukuru. So thank you so much, I appreciate. Thank you so much, I appreciate. So asante sana, ninashukuru. That is simply how you show your gratitude and say that you are appreciative of whatever has been given to you or whatever is actually being offered. You know, you can actually say asante sana, nimeshiba. That would be thank you so much, I am full. So this is a Black Wi-Fi network. We do have some wonderful hoodies. We do have the hats here. We do have some t-shirts. We do have some rocks glass. We do have some unisex sweatshirts. We do have the men's lights. We do have the Black Wi-Fi network flag. We do have the Black Wi-Fi network beanie hat, the Black Wi-Fi short sleeve button shirt. There is a whole lot of items that you can get yourself. If you want a snapback hat, you can get these, or the unisex denim jacket, which is going for only $92. You can get that among many other items. So make sure you patronize us. It would be wonderful for you to get some of those particular items from the network. and they are delivered straight to you. You just need to, indicate your address, and all these items will actually be brought over to you wherever you might be at, which is actually a good thing. It is actually a good thing. So we are almost running up, but nonetheless, I would just like to ask you, what has been your experience so far with our Swahili classes? What has been your experience so far with our Swahili classes? And what can we do better? What can we do better? Because I would just love to know what can we do better? What can we improve with our classes? What can we improve with our classes? What can we do better? What has been your experience so far? I would just like to gather some feedback. You can let me know here. You can write to the email to us on email, blackwoodfireafrica@gmail.com, because I would love to know, because we can always improve our experience over us teaching Swahili. And it would be nice to also have you invite your friends and your colleagues as well to class. We do this every other weekend on Saturdays and Sundays. And our next class, we shall be learning about nouns in Swahili, because it is very, very important that we understand the grammar of other language as well. And I always do say that for words in Swahili, we always call them majina. Majina, for example, my name, you say jina langu. But if you're talking about the names, our names, you'd say majina yetu. Yetu is for the group, collective, yetu. YETU, yetu. So you would say majina yetu, majina yetu, majina yetu. Or you might say majina yao. If you're referring to some people and they're not even here, they are far, you'd say majina yao. For example, someone would say nipe majina yao. Give me their names. Give me their names. But when it comes to nouns, we call them majina, but also nouns, we call them nomino. Nomino for nouns. Nomino. I'm talking about the names of places, the names of things, the names of ideas, the names of events. All these, we refer to them as nomino, or we can also call them majina. Majina. So when it comes to how we categorize names, we do have different categories for names. For example, the names of things. The names of things. These names of things, for example, inanimate objects. These inanimate objects, they would fall under the key V class of noun. They would fall under the key V class of noun. For example, if I'm talking about a seat is an inanimate object, or a chair, it's an inanimate object, and therefore you would say kitty for one seat. If you're talking about many seats, you would say viti, viti. So it's kitty, or you might say viti. So that falls in the key V class of noun, because in the singular form it starts with the syllable ki, and in the singular form it starts with the syllable ki, and in the plural form it starts with the syllable vi. So kiti, viti. If someone says karibu kiti, they are simply saying have a seat, karibu kiti. So for example, you knocked on someone's door, and when you knocked on someone's door, they tell you, they might ask nani mwanzangu, which is who is knocking, nani mwanzangu, and then you say uh, 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 ni Spikes, nimeamua kutembelea leo, which is it's Spikes and I've decided to visit. It's Spikes and I have decided to visit. So when you say it's Spikes and I have decided to visit, they might say njoo ndani, which is welcome inside, and then they might say karibu kiti, which is have a seat. But you might say, he or she might say, hatuna viti vingi, which is we do not have a lot of seats. We do not have a lot of seats. So remember, once again, the TU, the syllable two, is for we or us. It's for we or us. So if you say hatuna viti vingi, then it's understood to be we do not have many seats. We do not have many seats. So, sorry for that. So, when it comes to hatuna viti vingi, and that would just be a small way of explaining, we do not have many seats. So, the two in that particular context refers to we. We do not have many seats. We do not have many seats. Or someone might say hatuna muda mrefu. Hatuna muda mrefu. That simply means we do not have a long time. We do not have a long time. We do not have a long period. Hatuna muda mrefu. Hatuna muda mrefu. Because muda means period. Muda means period. Muda means period. And time means, oh sorry, wakati means time. Wakati means time. Wakati means time. So wakati would mean time in that regard, and muda would mean a period. If someone says, ningependa tuongee kwa muda kiasi. Ningependa tuongee kwa muda kiasi. Ningependa is a phrase. It means I would like. Ningependa. Ningependa. Kuzungumza. So that would be I would like to talk. Ningependa kuzungumza kwa muda kiasi. Muda kiasi, this means a little bit of some time. Muda kiasi, it simply means a little bit of some time. So once again, family, kwa mara tena familia, ningependa kuwashukuru kwa nafasi hii. I would love to appreciate you for this particular time. Nafasi hii mzuri ya kuwafunza Swahili, for this wonderful time to teach you Swahili. And I hope that you can join us even in the next class. Natumai pia mnaweza jiunga nasi ya kwa darasa linalofuatia, so that we can continue improving our knowledge of Swahili day by day and piece by piece, because it takes time. When you're trying to learn a new language, it takes time. It takes commitment. You need to get past greetings. You know, people are very excited. When you know how to make some greetings in Swahili, you get excited. But then again, that is just habari yako, which is how are you, or hujambo, which is for hello. But past that, you need to be able to make real conversations with Swahili. And you can only be able to do that if you are practicing. You have to keep on practicing. And once you practice, the more you practice, the better it becomes. The more you practice, the better it becomes. Because you will be able to get much better in the language. You will be able to get much better. So I did say the common courtesy, the common ones, they include habari. Habari yako is hello. Asanti, of course, is for thank you. Ndio means yes. Hapana means no. And we would have tafadhali, which is for please. Karibu, which is for welcome. We do have sawa, which is for okay. Ndio is for yes. Samahani is for excuse me or sorry. And then you also do have something like lala salama. I or mimi, we do say I. Sorry, mim for I, we do say mimi. Let me share this screen briefly for the popular words in Swahili. So for you, we do say wewe. For he or she, we do say yeye. So yeye is just a word for both, either he or she. And then for sisi, for we, we do say sisi. So we must say we are from Chicago. That would be sisi. Tumetoka Chicago. And then for nyinyi, that would be for you. Nyinyi, that would be for you. And when you say they, we simply say wow. Wow, wanapenda chakula kitamu. Wow, wanapenda chakula kitamu. If they did say wow, wanapenda chakula kitamu, it simply means they love sweet food. So you realize that why would anyone have an interest in learning Swahili? It is a mother tongue for millions of people in Eastern Africa, and also because it serves as a second language to many more. The strategic geographical position of the Swahili coast has made it crossroads for different cultures, and thereby attracting a heavy mix of influences, for example, the Arabic influences. And therefore, learning Swahili is not just a linguistic exploration, but also an engaging cultural dive. Yes, any language is a gateway to the culture. So if you want to learn about the Swahili culture, the African culture, the Bantu culture, the culture of the Bantu people rather, the culture of the Bantu people rather, it is very, very important. So the pronunciation of our Swahili words is quite phonetic. Every letter has a specific sound and is pronounced no matter where it falls in a. Every letter has a specific sound and is pronounced no matter how it falls in a word. These sounds rules consistency makes Swahili pronunciation a bit less tricky, and therefore you can be able to learn in a much simplified way. In a much simplified way, and that is exactly how the language is learned. So there's so many reasons as to why you can learn, and some of the most common Swahili words I did say is jambo for hello, asante for thank you, ndio for yes, hapana for no, maji for water, sakula for food, habari za asubuhi is simply good morning, habari za jioni is simply good evening, samahani is simply for excuse me. When talking about where or asking a question, you would simply say wapi, wapi. If you're asking a question, you would simply ask or say wapi. You would simply ask or say wapi. So up to that particular point, if anyone has a question, feel free to interject. Kama uko na swali, kama simply means if. If anyone has a question, please ask. Kama simply means if. Kama, K-A-M-A. K-A-M-A simply means if. So kama uko na swali, kama uko na swali, kama uko na swali, kama uko na swali, if you have a question, please ask. If you have a question, please ask. Clip that. So the Black Fire Network is actually committed to helping you learn Swahili and be much better in the language, so that you are able to not just interact with the people, but even also be able to conduct business. You know, it's a language of business in a place like Tanzania, in Kenya, in Uganda, and you are able to go just past merely, doing the greetings, but even having meaningful conversations and connecting directly with the people through learning Swahili with us right here on this particular platform, which is the Black Fire Network. So every Saturday and Sunday we connect, and we have a big archive of our Swahili classes hosted by yours truly, Spikes. And I really hope that you are able to learn with us. You can also interact with us and also write to us, blackwoodfireafrica@gmail.com. And it's always a wonderful thing to get to hear from you. So yes, anyone has a question? Kuna mtu aliye na swali? Kuna mtu aliye na swali? Kuna mtu aliye na swali? Is there anyone with a question? Is there anyone with a question? For a question, we do say swali. For an answer, we do say jibu. Nipe jibu. Uliza swali, nikupe jibu. Uliza swali, ask a question, I'll give you an answer. Nikupe jibu. Nikupe jibu. So, uliza swali, nikupe jibu. I would just love to respond to your questions. If anyone has a question. If anyone has a question, tafadhali uliza. If anyone has a question, you can ask, and I'll be more than glad to respond regarding any of the things that we have learned. Remember, we have 3 important syllables. The syllable ni, point to self, I. It is also equal to is. If you do say chakula ni kitamu, then the food is sweet. But you might say ni nataka kunywa chai, that would be I want to have some tea. Or nataka kunywa kahawa, I want to drink some coffee. That is ni. We have the syllable to, which represents we. tunataka kunywa chai, we want to have some tea. Tunataka kunywa kahawa, we want to drink some coffee. Tunataka kwenda safari, we want to go on a journey. That is syllable 2. Syllable ni for I, the syllable 2 for we. So those are very, very important as syllables. And the syllable C, which negates a verb, it shows the verb in the negative. For example, ninataka chakula is I want food. If I did say C, taki chakula, the C negates the want or the wanting food, so it becomes I do not want food. So those are the very, 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 very important syllables. You have to keep on learning. The other important syllable number 4, is the ku. The ku is used as a prefix for a root verb to show the verb in action. Kulala, it means to sleep. Kukula, it means to eat. Kukunywa, it means to drink. So it's used as a prefix for the root verb, and when you combine the two, it shows that the verb in action. Kulala, kukula, kuandika, kuongea. That is simply how you get to use this particular phrase. And if you do have a question or want more illustrations, I will be more than glad to share those with you. Remember, like I did say, it would always be important for you to have some Swahili movies or some Swahili songs that you can listen to, and you will be able to have some subtitles on them, and they will help you become much better in your understanding of Swahili. It's not difficult. The only thing that is needed is consistency, and not just consistency, but also the way. If you did have music like this, I was just sharing with us some Swahili music from Tanzania. This is by Top C. And you can see the watch or the lyrics.
Bora nitulie nufaidi jana kuliko kujitaja kalaro. Wangapi wamependana kwa idiana, hawatochana mpaka kifo. Wengi wako kimaslahi, wakitimiza lengo na kunofai. Mapenzi yanakaba kama tai, mwisho wa siku naweza poteza uhai. Mapenzi naogopa sana bwana mimi kuamua, wengine nakosa atarafa jamani. Nani nipende, nani asinizingue, nani nipende, nani asinizingue. Nataka jiko la peke yangu mimi, si kila mja napitia.
So as you can tell, even from the Swahili music, the music has a wonderful gist to it. You can enjoy and listen to the music, and you'll play the music the whole day. It's known as bongo music, and bongo music is from Tanzania. You do have the greats, the likes of Diamond Platinums, who has wonderful music, the likes of Harmonize, the likes of Ali Kiba, all these artists. If you go onto YouTube and find some of these particular Swahili songs, most of them with English subtitles, it can help you deepen your knowledge of Swahili. It can also help you even understand much better, because you get to learn something new every other time that you listen to a song. Then you would know, oh, this is exactly what this particular song means. And with that, you become much better at the language. Nonetheless, we are winding up. And for now, let me just wish you a happy and a productive rest of the day. And I would actually just say kwaheri. For whatever you have us, make sure that you stay positive and you keep optimistic. Till next time, much peace and love. I want to say kwaheri.